Cats. Jack on the Box. It's Jack D. Radio Wonder. It's Gemma Kearney. And their team captain, John Richardson. And facing them tonight, he's made in Chelsea. It's Jamie Lang. The Smile High Club. It's Rob Beckett. And their team captain, Sean Locke. Now, welcome your host, Jimmy Carr.
Hello and welcome to 8 out of 10 Cats, a show about opinion polls, surveys and statistics. Did you know, for example, 60% of mums like to get dolled up to do the school run? And in Russia, that figure's even higher, as each dolled-up mum contains another smaller mum. 47% of Brits have used a public library in the last 12 months. I think libraries provide an essential service for people on the high street who need to take a shit. And a third of women choose their own engagement ring because they don't trust their partner's taste. Well, he chose you. Right, let's get started. What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. It's our panelist's job to guess the British public's top 5 most popular talking points. John, what do you think the nation will be talking about?
I mainly do anagrams. I've forgotten what this shit is now. What do I do?
You got to guess what the nation have been talking about. It's very hard because I wasn't there for most of the conversations.
OK, John, what do you think?
George Clooney got married, didn't he?
George Clooney did get married. I'll tell you who else is engaged. You. Well, John, this is... What a turnaround. No one saw this coming, did they? Congratulations, John. And if the other half is watching at home, commiserations.
The other half of me.
Her indoors. It's huge news, though, isn't it?
It's big for me, yeah. I wouldn't expect many other people to give a shit, but...
How did you propose? Obviously, Clooney got down on one knee and did the full romantic thing. But how did you propose?
I panicked and went down on 2 knees.
Just to cover your bases?
Sort of, yeah, squatted romantically.
It's how you got into showbiz, isn't it?
So, the George Clooney wedding, has it given you any ideas for your nuptials?
Well, he did a deal with Hello, and I'm pleased to reveal that I have done an exclusive deal with Good Housekeeping magazine. They're not going to have any pictures of the ceremony, but then they are going to have pictures of me tidying up afterwards. So you have to get confetti out of a carpet. It's going to be quite a revealing shoot.
Gemma, are you upset George Clooney's no longer on the market?
I was for a little bit, but I think they're quite in love and I'm quite into it. I'm a bit of a romantic, so it's nice.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Did you watch George Clooney's wedding on the...
I tuned in halfway through. I saw it and thought, oh, that's nice. Nice little wedding they're having there in Venice. They only show you the good bits, don't they? They don't show you the bits that go wrong, like the horse and carriage.
It was a disaster, I would imagine.
It was a disaster.
Yeah. Yeah, Venice is not safe to walk the streets.
No, it's not.
I've been to Venice, and I wouldn't go there. I don't like it. It's a horrible place.
What didn't you like about Venice? Sure.
I had an argument with my missus, so we ended up in separate gondolas. It's just anything you do in Venice is a pain in the arse. Like, if you want to get a key cut, it's like, go across this bridge, get in a boat, cross this square, it's get in another boat, and you get your key cut, and you come back, you go, I forgot to do the photocopying, you go across the other side. It's a pain in the arse, the whole place.
There's also lots of pigeons. The's pigeons everywhere.
Right.
It is. It's famous for its pigeons.
Famous for its pigeons. That's really what's most famous for.
Yeah.
It's pigeons, then canals, and then St Mark's Square. That's the order, isn't it?
But it's an attraction because everyone gives you seeds to feed the pigeons, but then you take photos with pigeons on you, like a scarecrow.
I think they were just using you as a scarecrow.
They stayed in a 7-star hotel where the ratio of guests to staff is 1-to-1, which sounds horrendous.
A 7-star hotel? What is 7-star hotels? Does the pool have, like, a still end and a sparkling end? What level can luxury reach where it deserves 7 stars, and is there another level of 8 stars? I think the only difference between a 5-star hotel and a 7-star hotel is someone stuck 2 extra stars next to the 5 and go, see, it's 7.
Or it might have been 5-star next door to a 2-star, they just knocked it through.
Good. I like the idea that the minibar, you open the minibar and there's a little dwarf there with a towel. What can I get you to drink?
He must have a big coat, though, because he must get freezing in there if he's in a fridge all day.
No, he comes up like Batman. He comes down on a pole from a warm area above the fridge. So there's a warm area and he slides down when someone opens the door.
But how does he know that you're opening the door? He just sees it.
Well, it's when the light comes on, he just goes, He's clinging on in the sweaty, hot room above. And then when the door opens, poof, drops straight down. There. What do you want to drink, sir?
Oh, well, let's have a look and see if Clooney's wedding is one of the most talked about things. Yes, George Clooney has got married. With stars like Matt Damon, Robert De Niro, Bono and Cindy Crawford in attendance, the guest list featured the best-loved names in show business, and Bono. Sean Steen, what else do you think the nation should be talking about over the last week?
Oh, the cavalcade of mirth and laughter, which is the Tory party conference.
It kicked off pretty well, didn't it? 2 people resigned.
Yes, yeah, it was quite lively, wasn't it? One of them made a decision of conscience about leaving the Tory party.
Right.
And the other one made the decision...
To knock one out.
Well, you know, he said apparently he had to resign because he was duped into sending a very personal picture to what he thought was a young woman, and it turns out it was a Mirror journalist, wasn't it? That's the case. His name Brooks Newmark. Sounds like a cheap laptop, doesn't he? And he was in his pyjamas. And that's ruined his career. He spent his whole life working his nuts off, and he's blown it all by sending a picture of his...
By working his nuts off.
Yeah. What I thought was interesting about it was if he just sent a picture of himself in his pyjamas, it'd be very different, wouldn't it? If you just sent a picture of you in your pyjamas, it's like that going... And I don't wear pyjamas very often.
Only tonight.
But no, yeah. There's a tendency when you wear pyjamas for things to fall out, isn't
Oh,
there?
yeah, you can often...
I mean, I remember one Christmas I got given some pyjamas and everyone was all the family in the living room watching Octopussy or something. And I just walked in my new pyjamas to say, I'm off to bed now. And I could only tell by the looks of sort of shock and horror on their face that something was amiss. But, you know, these things happen in pyjamas, so maybe I think we've been a bit harsh.
It doesn't actually just happen in pyjamas, though. I was walking in Dubai once, coming from the loo, in the hotel, and I didn't realise that my willy was still hanging out my fly.
Did you just do that?
And I walked through the whole...
Still hanging out of your...
Yeah, I didn't realise. And I saw my friend. And he was going... And I was like, well, what is it? And I looked down and I fell to the floor.
You must be massive.
Well, that's off. I mean, well done.
That's not the point here, Jamie. I've been to the loo a lot of times.
Thanks for sharing.
Jack, more frequently than you used to.
I have never forgotten to rearrange myself afterwards. It's never been a thing.
But I think I was in a rush. Have you ever been in a rush? You're in a rush right now.
Not that much of a rush. What's the place burning down? If it's that urgent, you can't go... Whoop. Unless, like you have to go... Yeah, I can see why that...
So, Sean, do you think he should have resigned?
I think it's unfair.
From Made in Chelsea, yes. Immediately.
He should be sacked just for being gullible. If you're a 56-year-old balding MP from Braintree and you think, God, this fit 20-year-old really wants to have sex with me, and you don't think, oh, hang on a minute. It's not weird about this. See, I bet his next quote is, actually, I don't need my job anyway, because when I hear back from this Nigerian prince, I'm going to be a millionaire. So you can...
But I mean, there's one thing you can say in his defence. He did the honourable thing and he actually just resigned immediately. He didn't come out with some story and say, oh, no, you've got it all wrong. That was a photo from when I was on holiday in India. It was an elephant coming through some paisley curtains.
I love the fact he was wearing paisley pyjamas. But why would you wear pyjamas to send those sort of weird photos? But they sold out of those same pyjamas at Marks and Spencer. They sold out.
Yeah.
But what lunatics read this story and went, yeah, I want to get me some of those pyjamas.
These aren't just any pyjamas. These are take a picture of your cock pyjamas. Gemma, you've been to Downing Street. What do you make of Cameron?
I didn't meet Cam. Well, I met Sam Cam.
You met Sam Cam?
Yeah.
What were you doing?
I won an award, and then she was on the panel to choose who got them, and then invited us all for a cup of tea the next day.
What a treat, a cup of tea with Samantha Cameron. What did you talk about?
We talked about how scary it was that you can get porn so easily online.
Scary?
Yeah. We were just talking about the internet and how it can be good and bad. You know?
It's all bad, the internet.
Yeah. Do you reckon?
Yeah. You can't name me one good thing about the internet.
I can.
What?
There's a video of a pig with a baby monkey on it running around.
That's not necessarily a good thing.
It is, yeah, it is.
That doesn't... You name me one good thing.
The baby monkey's got a coat on.
Before the animal rights people, you could go to the local circus once a year and see...
Before the animal rights people.
You could go to your local circus and see a monkey on a pig, and they'd be earning a bloody good living. They'd be earning their pig.
Sean's views do not necessarily represent Channel 4's. Jamie, you're incredibly posh. Do you know any Tories?
I don't. My brother went to Eton, so that's...
What, they didn't send you there? They went, this would be a waste.
I wasn't clever enough. Before you go to Eton, you have to take a test to see if you're...
Rich.
Not... Yeah. But you do, I think it's quite... You have to take a test before you go. You have to take a test and to see if you are right for Eton. And I got on the B list. I don't even know what that means, but you get put on the B list, and all my friends are on the A list.
The A list is the...
The A list is the elite.
I think, isn't that just yes and no?
Pretty much, yeah.
It's all right, mate, I didn't go either. Don't worry about it, that held me back. I had a second cousin who went to Eton. My second cousin went to Eton.
Really? Was he caretaker, was he?
OK, let's see if the Tory party conference is up there. Yes, the Tory party conference was overshadowed by controversy. Tory Minister Brooks Newmark resigned after sexting pictures of himself to a journalist. The picture was said to show a massive cock with what looked like a tiny penis. John, what else have the nation been talking about?
There's cake on telly again, isn't there?
Oh, yeah.
Cake week, all week, every week, people making a cake for an hour. And I don't have a particular problem with it, but I don't really care.
How come you're not a fan of the show? Because you love cooking. I would have thought that would be your thing.
I do, but I like cooking because you get to eat food.
And also, we now know that people who like cooking don't watch Bake Off because when they did donuts, the sale of donuts in shops went up by 50%. So all the show is doing is not encouraging people to bake. All the people who were watching it and going, I'm going to buy some donuts.
So, Gemma, do you bake?
No, I'm just not very good. I find it a bit boring. You have to be too precise. I don't like being precise. You have to really stick to measurements and...
Just see what happens, innit?
Fussy baking.
Yeah. I was making a cake once and you needed 250 grams of flour. I put a bit too much in, it was 252. Carried on. It was fine. Turned out all right.
Of course, the recent controversy on the show has been about the innuendo. Do you think there's too much innuendo in it, Gemma?
It's too much in your endo, mate.
I love it. I love an innuendo.
Bet you do.
I don't know. I think there's something really nice about an innuendo because only if you're a grown-up you get it.
There have always been innuendos. Innuendos.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Is that right?
See why you're on the B at Eton.
Sorry, what were you saying?
Innuendos.
What is the word? Don't worry about it.
Well, some of these, I think, were maybe a little bit too obvious. I mean, I think Mel and Sue were brilliant on the show, but some of these, I think, maybe crossed the line. So Sue said, keep your biscuits erect, get those lady fingers soggy, tie Time to slap those baps down.
Yeah. Mel and Sue, if you're watching, Jimmy Carr thinks you went too far.
I went too far.
You crossed the line there.
OK, or Mel said we love chunky nuts. You know we love chunky nuts on Bake Off. That's one hell of a snake.
To be fair, they're talking about chunky nuts. It's not like someone's baking a cake and they've said, do you know what I like? Big dicks. If someone has some baps in the oven and you need them to remove the baps from that oven, it's very difficult not to say, can you get your baps out?
I am so looking forward to the trailer for this show with John Richardson just say, you know what I like? Big dicks.
The thing that puzzles me is, why are they cooking in a tent? I find that conceptually. Like, texturally, the two textures of the oven and the pipes of the gas going into the oven and then surrounded by a tent. Does that not trouble you in any way?
So where are the plugs?
That's like a really bad... Yes! Exactly! Where are the plugs?
Yeah. OK, I've got a question for Jamie here. So this is a fun fact. OK, so Jamie, it says your great-great-grandfather was a baker and invented the digestive biscuit.
That's correct.
Fuck off.
I think he also did rich tea.
The rich tea as well. What else more?
Well, I think my family was a part of McVitie's.
What did he do first? Did he do digestives then rich tea? Because that's a bit of a drop in quality, isn't it?
It would have been. It was Scottish. It was shortbread. It probably would have been shortbread.
Wish I had the internet.
Yeah, exactly. We could Google it.
I just found a use. So I can tell you a fact about biscuits. You know what biscuit means?
Twice cooked.
That's good, Mike.
Twice cooked. Did you know that, Rob?
No, I didn't know that, mate.
By biscuit, twice cooked. By qui, cooked. To cook twice.
I don't know what those words mean, mate. Is that...
Just explain them.
I know what biscuit means. I know what by qui means.
By qui.
I've never said...
By is in two.
Yeah, I've never said... I'll tell you what, do you want to buy qui me some chips?
Are you that averse to learning?
No, I'm not.
Someone tries to teach you something, you go, they're not even listening to you!
No, but you can't just say by qui and pretending they're words I know. Is that...
I explained them as I was saying to him. I went by two, qui cooked, twice cooked. Then he just went, there, teacher, there! Don't try and teach me!
OK, let's see if the Bake Off controversy is up there. Sean's team.
They've done a study, the WWF, not wrestling, but the wildlife, the Little Furry Creatures Association. We've got 40% less animals than we had in the past.
Yeah, it's the global wildlife population has halved in the last 40 years.
And just begs the question for me, who's that crapping on my car then?
Jamie.
One of my favourite.
I love animals.
OK.
I like monkeys. I think that's sweet.
You ever seen one on the back of a pig? I'm a bit worried about these animals, because if all the elephants go, they're going to come after me for ivory.
Do you know what the only other...
Just thinking that is a chess set waiting to happen, your team.
Do you know what the only other animal to be able to stand on its head is?
I don't know, no.
It's an elephant.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know there was one in the first place. The only other animal apart from what?
Humans.
Oh,
Humans.
humans.
We can stand on our heads. Go on, Jack, demonstrate.
I'd be showing off, but I bet that's not true. I bet they've not gone round the whole animal kingdom. Go on. I bet a meerkat can stand on its head.
The other fact, do you know how big a blue whale's penis is?
Yes, I do. It's the size of a small car.
Yeah, it's apparently 8 metres long.
Small car, yeah.
That's a big car, Dewey. 8 metres is an enormous... 8 metres is a fucking lorry. What are you driving?
Gemma, are you an animal lover?
I'm not a crazy animal lover, but I know loads of people that are so in love with their pets that I couldn't say anything bad about cats or dogs because they'd be really upset with me.
But do you have a pet?
No, I want one though, but I live in London, it's hard, isn't it?
John, are you distressed by this report that animals have are disappearing?
Well, it's not great news, is it? We'll have to start being called 4 out of 5 cats. Because... What?
I'm sorry. If it's about the reduction amount, it'd be 4 out of 10, wouldn't it? It wouldn't be 4 out of 5, because that's the same as 8 out of 10.
It is the same.
It should be 4 out of 10 cats.
Ooh.
No, because there wouldn't be 10 cats. The joke is that the same percentage would agree with the question asked, but we couldn't find 10 cats to ask, so we could only ask 5.
I don't like it when Mummy and Daddy fight. Is it my fault?
What is interesting about when they release these statistics is we eat 60 billion chickens a year. The sentence I've just said, 1,000 chickens died. I mean, I need to stop talking, because chickens are being slaughtered.
To be fair, Nando's is well nice, isn't it? So... it's gonna happen, isn't it?
What would make it acceptable is if we could choose the animals that go extinct. So no one will worry if wasps or rats or next door's bloody yapping shih tzu. If they got extinct, no one would mind.
Keep bumblebees, though. Bumblebees are nice, aren't they?
Oh, bumblebee, yeah, you can have a bumblebee.
I never said do anything to them.
They are just fat wasps, though, aren't they, at the end of the day?
Yeah. No. Big difference.
They're not fat wasps.
You see, you've got the internet, Rob, and rather than find out interesting facts about insects and things, you look at a monkey on a pig.
Well, it's easier. It's easier for you, isn't it? You can just glance at your shirt if you need the insect facts.
Do you keep a list with all the numbers so you know you can work out what's what?
No, actually, I was on a motorcycle display team, and I was like that, and these are all the insects there in my shirt.
Well, let's have a look and see if the wildlife report is up there. Yes, the global wildlife population has halved in the last 40 years. The turtle population has declined by 80% in the last 40 years. Or has it? Are they living in a sewer, eating pizza and fighting crime? OK, fingers up, buzzers. One more thing to get.
Oh, is it X Factor?
X Factor's been huge again.
Yeah, you love that, don't you, Sean?
Well, I'm just hoping. I mean, we've been doing this show for 9 years now, and every year we have to do some jokes about X Factor.
Yeah.
And I'm running a bit thin with my contempt for it.
But do you not think it's a good format to find unhidden talent?
No, it's a terrible format because they don't ever find any hidden talent. What they do, what people have never realised about X Factor is, when you sing on the final, that is the last gig of your career.
You want to give One Direction a call, tell them that?
They didn't win, did they?
No, they came second, though. They did sing in the final.
They didn't win. I proved my point.
True, it's always
It's
second.
like the tent, the cakes, the internet, I'm right. I'm always right.
Now, Jimmy, you're a Radio 1 DJ. What do you think the X Factor is doing for popular music?
Absolutely ruining it.
Do you play any X Factor stuff on the station?
We do play artists that have come through X Factor. So we've got like the new Ella Henderson and...
There's a new Ella Henderson.
Yeah.
Didn't even know the old one.
And One Direction and... I mean, I don't love X Factor, that's for sure.
It's part of our life and part of our world now, Jimmy, and you have to accept it. It's one of the very last things that we have left to us if we want to have a second chance in life.
Are you thinking of going on?
I'm not thinking of it because I think it would cause even more stress for Louis Walsh.
Why is Louis there?
Oh, no, that's not. I don't think that's fair.
No,
I don't think that's fair. I think elderly people are a part of our society.
What I want to know is, what does Sunita do apart from judges' houses? Sunita, yeah, Barbados next week, right? I'll speak to you in a year. See, that's it. Nothing on.
Let's have a look at a photo of Sunita this week. Oh, God. There she is, dressed as her own vagina. What is that? you're a stylist. I mean, talk us through that look.
It's terrifying, but I kind of love it.
It's what people say about my lovemaking.
Yeah, okay.
Remember, there used to be a talent show on years ago called Search for a Star, right? Now, they should rename X Factor Hunt for a
OK, let's have a look and see if X Factor's up there. Yes, it's X Factor. This year, Sunita is in judges' houses, and she'll be there until security find her. OK, so those were the most talked about things over the last week. But in other news, there have been pro-democracy protests in Hong Kong. Government forces have tried to intimidate protesters, but the students held firm, playing table tennis and chanting slogans. It was a Hong Kong ding-dong, ping-pong, sing-song. So at the end of that round, Sean, Rob and Jamie have 3 points. John, Gemma and Jack have 2 points. So our next round is Pick of the Polls. Sean, Rob, Jamie, what do you like the look of?
What about the bloke with the haircut, top left?
Yeah, Kim Jong-un you've gone for. OK, so North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has suffered 2 fractured ankles due to excessively wearing Cuban heels to look taller. So we asked our studio audience, would you suffer pain to look good, yes or no? So he was wearing Cuban heels to look taller. You're not paranoid about your height, are you, Sean?
No, because I'm exactly 6 foot.
How tall are you, John?
5, like 9, 10 on a good day.
Yeah, I've got a little bit of good news for you. I got you these.
It's the news I've been waiting for, Jimmy.
Well, they're Cuban heels, but they're in your size, so I thought you could...
Are they?
You just slip them on and we'll see whether you look more sophisticated.
Why wouldn't I?
Wow.
Yeah, they're pretty good. I think you'll enjoy those.
I have another fact.
Awesome.
Apparently, 60% of people, of millionaires, are over 6'2".
Really?
Apparently.
Does one tuck the gene into a Cuban heel?
Yes, yes.
Oh, yeah,
yes,
definitely. Yeah, you definitely do.
They all do.
I've got a newfound respect for you, John. I just think... Can you go into the middle there? Can you just stand on the...
Oh, sure. I'll stand on the glowing light in case I don't look like enough of a bell end back there.
I made a doc about a shoemaker recently, and he's been making shoes for 50 years.
I don't think anyone's listening to you.
It was...
I just think John has dropped a hip and we are mesmerised. Look at that pelvis. It's...
ultimate chic.
Could be
Would you
women's
consider
legs.
a Cuban heel?
Would I consider a Cuban heel? The answer has already been made, James. Are you, am I 6 foot then? Can I stand next to you to see what the
Yeah, well, Sean, if you can come out.
You're still bigger.
I still look shit. I just look like a short prick in heels now.
I think you might be about... I think you might actually be technically a bit special from
it's
the
fun,
height
isn't it?
department.
John, I'm 5'8", and you, I think we're about the same height. If I might be
No,
tall.
I think I'm a little bit taller than you, mate.
As he says, walking away in his Cuban heels.
Gemma, what were you saying about Cuban heels when John was
So-
parading around?
In the 70s, every fashionable man wore high heels, not even Cuban heels, full-on platforms. It was like the ultimate chic. I wonder where it's gone, because people still try and be out there with their fashion, but men just don't do it anymore. I think it should be brought back.
Can we take a look at your shoes? You're wearing an extraordinary shoe these days, fashion-wise. Let's have a look at Jamie's shoes. Just pop them up on the desk. I think we can see where the 40% of animals have gone. Would you suffer for fashion, Jack?
I've always been lucky, and I've not had to sort of push the boat out in any way.
Have you had any work done?
No, but I would like to get that number off you later. Thank you.
Yeah. Because you've had your teeth smashed in, haven't you, and then rebuilt, and then all polished up and shined.
We all
Yeah.
volunteered for the first bit.
It's veneers, they smash all your teeth out.
That's
and
it's an incredibly vain thing to do, and it's like it was about 24 hours of dental work.
Mine are like some kind of sort of colour you paint your hallway in, like that, really.
I've never...
Yeah, mucky white or whatever. You go, weak mustard.
Do you blacken your hair to keep it so black?
I dye it. I think that's
Yeah.
the term people are using. I think, I dye my hair.
Do you? What would it be if it wasn't dyed?
It would look awful. It would look sort of like yours, I suppose.
I've heard of this thing called bleaching bumholes.
Right?
I'm pretty sure it's not called that.
Well, anal bleach...
I'm pretty sure when you walk in, they don't go, bleaching bumhole.
Bleaching bumholes. Who's ever looked at it? Nah, it's too... Nah, not for me. Get that tidied up, maybe. Do you know what I mean? But also, like...
It's a bit gamey, that area, isn't it?
If you have to... Can you get a bumhole glove?
you lost us all on this a bit gamey, that area. We're all just taking a moment to process that information.
It's like a bit of your shed you don't clear out, you know, and you go in there thinking, oh, I can't be bothered. There's all planks of wood and stuff down there, and someone spilt some paint, and
you put something for that, would you?
just chuck some bleach at it. You know.
OK, so would you suffer pain to look good? What do you think our studio audience said, Sean?
No, I think they said no. They seem
don't
like
think they
they're
would?
a very sane and sensible bunch.
You're going, OK, what do you think, John?
I'm going to say yes, because I'm going to wear those heels for the rest of my life. So, ankles, schmankles.
OK, I can tell you the answer is yes. 56% of our studio audience would suffer pain to look good. And the winner is the name of our final round. Here's your question. Most annoying favour people ask for?
When people ask you if they can have a lift back to their place, a lift, and they say, "Are you sure?" And then they're in your car, and they keep saying all the way, "Oh, is this okay? Are you sure this is okay?" You feel like saying, "No, get out here." It isn't really okay. Of course, I'm going out of my way. Oh, you sure this is okay? I'm not going out of your way. Of course, I'm going out of my way. I don't always go past your house on the way back to my house. Then you've had you've had the decency to give them a lift back, and then they make some big fuss about not being able to open the door of the car. Oh, well, how does it open? Which one? You know, it's like they've never been in a car before. I said, look, it's just that one. Get the fuck out!
So, Gemma, you're on Radio 1, right? So do people ask you to play records and things? Do they ask for requests?
Oh, yeah, that happens.
Records.
That happens a lot. I spoke to one man, like, 2 days ago who was up. I always try and find out what people are doing. A lot of people are working, but if it's out of choice to be up, I think that's where you find the real interesting people.
So
They're
what was
burglars,
he
aren't
doing?
they? All?
He was breeding spiders, and he was just up, hoping that they mate.
Imagine what the spider Kama Sutra's like, all those legs. How many different positions they can get into.
They can hold themselves up with webs, can't they?
OK, most annoying favour people ask for?
I think it's when people ask if they can borrow like a fiver and things like that, because you never ask for a fiver back, and so you give out so many fivers and then you've lost 100 quid.
I can tell you got the answer right. The most annoying favour people ask for is to borrow money.
Yeah, it is.
Well, that sound tells me it's the end of the round and the end of the show, which means the final scores are John, Gemma and Jack have 3 points. Sean, Rob and Jamie are the winners with 4 points. Thanks to all our panellists and our wonderful studio audience and to all of you for watching at home. That's it from us. Good night.